And welcome back to Nancy's Neighborhood. And I told you we weren't going anywhere. The three of us are going to stay right here because we want to talk to you about something else. But the Cleveland Daily Banner also does a magazine, and it's called Bradley Essential. And Kathy's holding it up right there, and it's a wonderful magazine. I have some at the Red Ribbon if anybody wants to stop by. But there's other places in town that also have it. Plus, you can go by the Banner and pick up one.
Always.
Always. And these are quarterly.
Yes, they are.
Okay. Now, I don't know who's guilty of this, but whose idea was this?
Again, Mr. Ralph Baldwin.
I love it. I think it's great.
He is all about trying to keep our newspaper in the loop, in being involved in things that are outside the realm of some other newspapers.
Right.
And magazines were another way for him to introduce that.
And I think that's great. And this one says summer of 2019. So, and it came out last week.
It
week
came out
before last-
July 26th.
July 26th. And so it will run, hit me.
The next one comes out the last Friday in October.
Okay, the last Friday in October, which will have holiday?
Fall holiday.
Fall holiday.
Fall
Okay.
and holiday, yeah.
Okay, so that is great. So there's a lot of different things about this. First of all, how do y'all select your articles?
Well, that would be Autumn Hughes.
Okay.
And she is just absolutely on top of it. Her and her new editorial team that write the stories, do all of the photography, they kind of just tell us what they're thinking and we go from there. So some people will contact her and say, hey, we would really like a story. And she tries to always accommodate if it's something that is more of the magazine
Right.
content worthy.
Right.
If it's not, it always goes into the newspaper in a story in the Banner.
So when they come to you and say, this is kind of the theme that we'd like to use for the next quarter, does that kind of set up what the picture on the front's going to be and what, or is there a way of setting it up, or do you just kind of say, we like this, we like this?
We have a photographer
Yes,
that
you
is
do.
part of it, and he goes out and at different events and takes photos. Some of the photos he takes, we may not use even this year. We may
Right.
use them next year in this publication or on the front. The front usually has nothing to do with the stories that are in it.
No, that's interesting.
It's just something that's happened and it
Would
caught
make a good-
somebody's attention
Yeah.
and
Makes a good cover.
It does.
And so I think this is great. So, and then there's opportunities for people to advertise.
right. And,
And-
that's what we
That's
do
right.
in there.
That's
so.
exactly right, because she always comes to me and says, do you want to run your ad again this time? And I said, yes, I do. But it's really very reasonable advertising.
It is.
And so, I mean, now I don't ever buy a full page, so I don't know what that is. But my little ad is very reasonable, and it's in there in every magazine.
You're on the Shop Local page.
I'm on the Shop Local page, which I think is good.
Actually moved to the new
Downtown
Merchant
Downtown
page.
Merchant page, which I think is very important for people to know about downtown.
We also have a local eats.
Yes, yes.
And here is what she's talking about.
Yes, and that's where I am. And it has a little map of downtown in case anybody doesn't know where downtown is or how to get around. And that reminds me, this morning, I am going out Ocoee Street from having gotten I came down Broad and stopped and got my bagel and coffee, and then I went around the courthouse and I'm going out, and there is a lady in a white car coming right at me.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
And I blew the horn really loud and I mean, really a lot. And she pulls over. And so I pulled up beside her. I said, I am so sorry, but you're going the wrong way on a one-way street. And she said, this is where my GPS sent me.
Oh, my goodness. Don't
I
ever
know-
believe GPS.
Flavis and I had an experience with GPS one time over on St. Pauli Island. But anyway, I said, well, all you have to do is, I said, you can just back up just a little bit and go down that road right there and get over to the one that goes in. So there are people who don't know downtown. I don't know where she was from. I didn't look at her tag because she was coming at me. But but there's a little map in there that shows where
Absolutely.
everybody is, and I think that's great.
Yeah.
And we have so many nice things downtown now.
There really are. And we only anticipate this part of the publication to grow. We were not able to get all of the businesses on board that are still downtown, but we got many of them. And if you're listed here, you're also listed here with a marker,
Right, which is great.
as well as the businesses around the map. Then we also have our local, shop local. Here we go.
Yeah.
Which some of the businesses chose to be in both AR workshops.
Right.
And so we've got a small shop local as well.
And then the part I have turned down is the part I use here on the show. It's the calendar. And they have, and I'm not fussing at them. I'm not fussing. I'm not fussing at them. They have local events, but they also have events in Knoxville and in Chattanooga and surrounding areas, maybe North Georgia, et cetera. Now, y'all know how I feel about that. I want you to spend your money in Bradley County because I want the Bradley County schools and the other Bradley County things we need to
Absolutely.
benefit from your tax dollar. But if you absolutely have to go out of the county, then okay.
But if you've got an event happening, be
Yes.
sure and send it to us.
Yes, and see, that's another
Absolutely.
thing
We
because
don't
Yes.
always know.
you are not mind readers.
No.
I think that's
No.
amazing.
Even though we may see it somewhere, but if we don't have it sent to us
Right.
for this purpose,
Right.
we may or may not get it in time to go in the next magazine.
And you may not have it accurate when it goes in there
Right.
if they don't write out what they want. So who do they send that information to?
There's a
Autumn and Daniel.
Autumn
Okay.
and Daniel. And unfortunately, we did miss one event that is coming up here soon, which is the Cowpea Festival.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I'll go ahead and
It
put a
wasn't on
plug
the
there
chamber
because we
site.
forgot them out of the calendar. Well, we didn't forget them out of the calendar. There was information not available for us to put it in the calendar. But you can send to editor@bradleyessential.com and anything that you would want to go in here, and that goes directly to Autumn.
And that's
And-
great because I think, and I stress the one community, one calendar at the chamber, and so don't ever assume that your event is on there. Okay,
That's correct.
Even if you work for the chamber, don't assume that your event is on there because if it's not, then y'all don't pick it up.
Right.
That's correct. There, Autumn and Daniel use several sources to put our calendar together, one of which is the Chamber's website. And so if something is left off of the Chamber calendar, it may accidentally get left out of here if it's not on someone else's calendar that they go and find content for it. So
Right.
It happens, unfortunately, and again, the Cowpea Festival was left off. And
And
I'm
it
gl-
is something we look forward to.
It
So-
is.
and
It
it's a
is.
local event. So, in reference to this, I think they tried to keep this more as a regional thing, and that's why
Right,
you have
and that's,
yes,
and I'm
yes,
not
I know,
fussing. I'm
no,
not
I
fussing.
know.
It's just when I was telling Adrian to do me slides for events, I said, do the local ones. I really don't care about Knoxville and Chattanooga. So, but you all might, and so they will be here in the Bradley Essential, and you can
Absolutely.
look at them because there's a huge fair going to be coming to Chattanooga, and everybody that's in there, and everybody needs to at least go to one county fair if you've never been. You need to
Absolutely.
go one time. And because you just do, trust me, you need to go. Put a leash on your child so you don't lose them, but go to the county fair because there's just so many things that are happening at the county fair that are just they're within that area. You know, the canning and the animals, and even some of the vendors that are there and things like that. So, and then of course you have the carnival effect that's there too. So the kids love it. So,
Absolutely.
so that is great. So, and the cost of this is, if I wanted to buy an essential,
They're free.
see, that's what I love. They're free. They are free, and they are in a lot of places. Now they're at the banner.
Yes.
I have some at the Red Ribbon, and where else? I mean, I think
We
there's
still
a.
have our list in
it's,
here?
It's
Uh-huh.
in here. We have about 25 different magazine locations, and there is a list that runs every day in the Cleveland Daily Banner, as well as we put it in the Bradley Essential each quarter as well. So Cook's has them as you go in the Cook's food store, Tenova, the YMCA. There's some out in front of Deli Boys. There's a rack there. There's a rack in front of Posey Gun. I mean, just
Yeah, and you even
so
have
many
some in Polk
different-
County and some
Yes.
in Meigs County.
We
So
have one at Burgess Feed. We have one at Riverside Spirits.
right,
And they have participated in all of our.
right.
Magazine.
And,
we don't have anything in Meigs County, but we do
oh,
have.
I thought you had one at
we
the
had
Fresh
talked.
and Low. on 58?
No, we
Nope,
talked about
okay.
one, but I don't think they've put
I'm
one
sorry.
there yet. No,
I'm so
no,
sorry.
it's
Ignore
okay.
me. Ignore me on that one.
It's
just
okay.
thought-
We have it at the other fresh.
I
and
know you
Lowe's.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we also have them as far up as Charleston. At
Okay.
the post office in Charleston.
There's one at the
and-
Piggly Wiggly and the tobacco store up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we have them inside racks as well as outside racks. So some are inside the buildings and some are on the outside of
Okay.
the buildings.
And they are free. And that's what I love about them. I mean, there's no dollar sign on it anywhere asking you for a donation or a dollar or anything.
Not a bit.
They are free and they're very informative.
Yes, thank you.
And I just think it's wonderful. And this is, I think, the 25th year of the Voices of Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And
Great
so,
story in here
great
about
story in
that.
there about that. And so I just think it's great.
Oh, and something else we do contests with
Mm-hmm.
our Bradley Essential. So if you go to our Facebook page, there's a little questionnaire and you can give positive and negative feedback. But regardless, we hope it's positive. You can register and you are entered to win a quarterly drawing. From this particular one, we are giving away a railroad trip.
Oh, the train
with
trip.
the Overhill.
Oh, I love them.
Yes. And so it is a family pack, I believe. I'm sorry, I'm flipping through
That's
here.
okay. And you're trying to read upside down.
I am
at the
trying
same
to read
time, and
upside down, and it
I-
does not work.
no,
But there's a little area in here which tells you the information about what the giveaway is. I don't think it was that little bitty spot that I was just looking at, but I'll flip back to it just in case.
So am I eligible to enter?
Yes, ma'am.
You
You
are.
are.
I can-
Unfortunately,
Okay.
we aren't.
I know.
37 is where it is.
Okay. But
It's a family 4-pack pass to ride the Hiwassee River Rail Adventure.
and
and
I
so-
rode that years ago, and I love to tell them when I have them on the show with me. I love to tell them about riding that because this was some kind of anniversary or something. We all dressed up in long dresses and bonnets, and we went up to the top of the mountain and did the loop around and came back to Etowah.
Well, you
I
know you
don't
could
know.
take us with you if you win, Nancy.
Exactly. It's a family 4-pack.
I
mean,
could
you know,
if it's for
we could
4.
be-
My son wants to go, so he keeps bugging me about.
Well, that would be
we need to
4.
do that, and
Yeah.
so so that would be 4. But that is fun, and I was raised riding the train because my granddaddy worked for the L&N Railroad, and we had lifetime passes as long as there was as long as there was a passenger. Mother and I used to ride the train to Knoxville to shop, and we'd get a taxi to take us wherever we need to go. And I even rode the train to ball games, and
Wow.
we rode the train to Cincinnati. We rode the train to Washington D.C. Wherever we were going, we rode the train because it was free.
There you go.
Yeah.
As long as the L&N train went there, we rode. And so I'd just give anything. I know Amtrak's out there, but I would give anything if we had passenger trains again because I really loved riding them.
Yeah.
And the sleepers and the dining cars.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was really nice, very
Yeah.
nice.
But here's some information about that. It's on page 37.
Okay.
It kind of tells you how to go and register and what the deadline is to do that. And then typically we have a few days and then we announce the winner in the newspaper.
Okay, and I think that sounds great because I know you all, when we had Cherry's Jubilee, you gave away tickets to Cherry's Jubilee
did.
in there, and that was wonderful. And so,
We appreciated those tickets.
well, you're so
Yes,
welcome.
the donation was awesome.
And I see Alex is looking at me kind of funny. So what are you trying to tell me, Alex? Okay, Alex is my producer, and folks, he's going to be leaving me the end of this month because his dad's taking a job in Raleigh, North Carolina, and so Alex is going to be leaving me. So any of you students out there who might be interested in trying to work with me, see Miss Arlette Robinson for Bradley County Schools or see Denny Wittenberger for Cleveland City Schools, and you can apply for this job. And it is a paying job, I understand. Is that right, Alex? Yes, he's shaking his head yes. So, ladies, thank you all so much for being on with me. And I just kind of digressed and went into that. But I appreciate y'all being on and staying
you.
on to talk
Thank
about the
you.
Bradley Essential because I think it's great.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us, Nancy.
Thank
We're
you
thankful
all.
to have supporters like you.
Well, I'm right there with you. I mean, every day. Now, I don't go out on Monday to get my banner because I know it's not going to be on my doorstep. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I have to open it. And the first thing I look at is not the obituaries. It is the front page. And then from the front page, what I love, sometimes you all just have these little things up at the top that indicates that we're going to have another article in the paper. So I look for it. I like your sports coverage. And, I mean, I can't live without my banner. I have to have
That's
it.
fantastic.
So,
Thank you, Nancy.
and then on Sunday, of course, I go all the way through it, and sometimes I cut things out, and so I can have them for my news updates. So anyway, yes, I think the local news is very, very important, and y'all do a great job with it. So thank you both for being on with me today. I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I'm sure I'll see you sometime this week when you want me to fill out
Absolutely.
that piece of paper and you'll come back and get it. And there's nothing like being called to your attention that I have not done what I needed to do, but I will. I promise I will. Folks, don't go away. Again, watch our sponsors because they support us here, and you need to support them so they can support us. So I'll be right back with some other upcoming events that are happening in our community and surrounding areas. So don't go away. I'll be right back.